All right, folks. Well. Want to say welcome once again. This is your host, SUBOR Freeman, coming live from the Maima Goyah studio. Want to say thank you for tuning in. We like to start off the program by saying we want to extend an invitation to you. Monday to Thursday, we meet on the prayer line from 6 to 7 o'clock. And so tonight we will be meeting. So Monday is Thanksgiving service. Come and listen to testimony. They are very much interesting. You can see how wonderful God is. And so Monday through Thursday we meet, and we want to take this time to invite you. That number is 763-220-3265. Once again, our number is 220-3265. Like I always say on the show, before we begin the broadcast, if there is no other time that we need to actually seek God for His guidance and His direction, it is now, because right now we are in a time that is, I'll describe as being very confusing. And if you're not mindful, you get carried away by the confusion. But if you are granted, and at least you got some fear or some degree of understanding what it means to have a relationship with God, then of course, in the midst of all these things that is going around us, you'll be calm. And that is why we ask that you join us under the guardianship of Rector Wanachi, the pastor. And also, this coming weekend is going to be a big celebration too for the Messiah Interdenominational Church. They will be celebrating, if I'm not making a mistake, 17 years of existence. They started from the basement, and now they got their beautiful church. Membership is growing up to maybe 200, 300 people. And so tonight's topic is reflection, sober reflection. And that is why we ask that you join us. Monday is Thanksgiving, Tuesday is Bible study, Wednesday is all prayer, Thursday is Bible study. And so this coming Tuesday, which is tomorrow, they will be doing 3 day of fast from 4 o'clock a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. So we also ask you that you can always join the fast. And we want to take this time to actually send a special shout out to our leadership on the ground. They go on Saturday again. The members of Goyah Citizen Initiative Engagement were out cleaning up their community, creating awareness And so we want to say big thank you to the leadership on the guidance of J. Edwin Daniel Jr., Jack Map, Momo Fofi, Savannahs, Thomas Ray, and of course, the media publicity man himself, Mugabe. And so the now we want to say thanks to each and every one of you, and also the advisor of Bazion. We actually appreciate your hard work, your commitment, your dedication to making sure that we contribute our own quota towards our beautiful country, Liberia. So having said that, we want to say happy birthday to all those who celebrating their birthdays in the month of March. We pray that God will bless you with long life, good health. If your birthday fall on your wedding anniversary, we say double shout out to you and your special love. But we pray that God Almighty will bless the holy matrimony homes with love, peace, understanding. We also want to say if you are bereaved, our deeper condolences go out to you and your family. We pray that God will comfort you, God will console you, God will strengthen you during a difficult time of bereavement. It is only God that can actually comfort you and strengthen you. Just remember that we are praying along and with you to go while you go through the difficult time of bereavement. So now, I want us to dive into what I call reflection. I think it is a reflection time for every one of us, including my very self that is sitting here. As you all know, if you don't know now, I will tell you that I am a baptized and from Kiali. And so this coming Wednesday will be Ash Wednesday. And so Ash Wednesday is the beginning of Lent. And so the Lent season is it's only like a 40 days what I call deep reflection from the Catholic standpoint where we pray, people pray consistently, people fast, and people give what they describe as alms giving. And so during this 40-day period, it just reflecting that to draw our attention that from last year to this year that God has blessed us, we have seen the 10 month in this year. And so when you start to reflect for almost last year or as far as you can go back. And the reason why the Lent season is so important is the fact that we all know before Jesus started his ministry, it's the first 40 days for the night. You remember that he went up to seek God faced to seek his father guardians. And so the Lent season is something that can take very seriously because during the 40 days, they ask that you deny yourself a certain luxury life. Luxury, what that means. You used to wake up in the morning, you're drinking your coffee, and maybe, just the fact that when Christ was going through that fast, some of the things that he went through. So it's almost like taking you from all of your comfort zone, and then you start to reflect on your own life and your country and your communities and your families. And so tonight, that's why this coming Wednesday will be the beginning of Lent, starting with Ash Wednesday, where we go to church on Wednesday. And that is why we have been talking a lot of stuff, right for the soul. Once again, we want to remind our audience that the reason why we talk to the airwaves to do this show is to educate our people about things that are unfolding. And so when we get to this point, we like to, take a break, reflect, soberly too, look around us, look around our family, our country, our friends, and see what can we do differently in conjunction in conjunction with God. And so, if you look at the election of President Donald Trump, to the war in Ukraine, to the war in Gaza, and to climate change and what have you, I think it is imperative that we take a step back and say, as individual, as a nation, as a community, as a families, we have to now start to think in the midst of all of these things. Here we are healthy, we are sound, and God couldn't put food on whatever, despite all of the challenges that left through us. But we are still navigating and we are still alive. And so, first thing I always like to say, yeah, I know a lot of time I always say on the show, sometimes people will come and they tell me they're free. You know, we hope that you can sometimes just talk about war issue or talk about issue that is unfolding in the United States of America. And I tell people, say, I am grateful to be in this country, in this beautiful state of Minnesota. But if you look at America and you look at where I'm from, Liberia, it's day and light. And so that's why I'm heavily concentrated on Liberia, because I think the challenges that we are facing as Liberians, as country, and I tell people, I don't talk a lot about Africa like I should, but rightfully so, my concentration right now is there where I'm from, and I see what is unfolding and the challenges. And so, rightfully so, we are going to appeal to my listeners that you have to be patient with me, because it's like it's never ending. It is never ending when it comes to Liberia. It's never ending, and so we can just ignore all these things that is going on, and rightfully so. Then we say we want to talk about other issues, because all fairness, if you look at even the media outlet in America, yeah, and the BBC, yeah, they will touch base about other issues that's unfolding, but I think they concentrate on the day-to-day operation that is in America. So all I'm saying to my friends and all the listeners who tuned into the show and gave me those feedback, we want to say thank you, we appreciate it, but it's just too much going on. And so tonight, I just want us to reflect, do a sober reflection on from January of last year to March 3rd, 2025. You know, we did a poll that if election was to happen today, who will you vote for? And we urge you to go to our post and cast your vote and give us your reason. And we got some really good feedback. People couldn't to cast their vote. And so the candidates picture that we posted, I have my own picture there, SUBOR Freeman. I got uh and it's another big Cummings picture there. I got Judge Weah, and I have President Joseph Boakai. If we were to have election today, if we were to have election today, who who will you vote for? And so far, the talent and the vote that we are receiving is still between CDC and Joseph Boakai. And so that's why tonight I say we need to reflect, sober reflection. Is something that as I receive those votes, I think so far I've gotten one vote. The last time I checked, I had one vote for Cummings. And so then the question is, what are we actually looking at, or what are we actually looking for as a country? Is it all of ignorance, or are we truly afraid of people that will hold us accountable, or it just we are people who just love suffering? Or because we just want people that will lie to us and make promises, empty promises, and we know that what is saying to us is a lie, but we still fall for it. And that is why 2025, I've said to myself, family will be family, but you got to be real with yourself. What do you describe as family? If you sick and your family in care, but you got a friend who actually care about you, not in their mouth, but by their action, will you take your family over that friend? Or will you really look at that friend as your family? The person will go above, the person will go above and beyond to take care of you. Or the only time the family will know you when you're healthy and you get something. Where am I driving at? I'm saying this to say that I just don't understand what is the love that Liberians are falling in love for people who continue to ill-treat them. I really don't understand that. And that is why I say we have to reflect soberly on our decisions that we make when it comes to Liberia. Looking back, are we truly grateful to God for giving us a beautiful country like Liberia? Or are we taking the blessing for granted? What is it that we're so fascinated with negativity? Why is it that we're not tapping into our God-given blessing that He has provided for us? And so when we look from last year, January, to this year, March, collectively, holistically, as a country, I really want us to ask ourselves, are we better off then, or are we better off now? Because when I sit and I think and I reflect and I look at where it's unfolding, sometimes I get confused. Because when I did a poll, some people wrote lengthily. People wrote lengthily. I like that. People, I'm telling you now, maybe just giving and justifying the reason why they will vote for the person or that person. I don't see them talking about anything fresh, any fresh idea or trying fresh or new breed of people. And so part of the reflection is it because these people are not making themselves available to the Liberian public or to the voters? I just don't know. Part of my reflection as I was getting ready for this show is, do we actually need a democratic government? Because people, again, in a poll that I did, I know people saying all the frustration, but some people say we will prefer a military style of government. Part of that frustration is the fact that our national legislature that's supposed to be the backbone, they are not. And so when I'm reflecting, is it fair to say Let's get rid of the national legislature. Do they deserve? Do they deserve the wages that they're earning? I don't want to call it earn. Do they deserve the wages? And so I was listening to bit and pieces of speeches from the speaker, the embattled speaker of for the Kofa, telling us why all the holding and pulling. I read somewhere in Front Page Africa talking about they want to remove the Senate Pro Tem, Youngblue Lawrence Ganga. That she is the vice president. That is according to Front Page Africa. There is some rate from the time the Liberty Party broke away from the Unity Party. And so these people have not done anything, but we see that people are already preparing for 2029. And so, how can you get past 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, and jump with the 2029? These are things that I've been thinking about. That tells me that is it fair? Because if you jumping way ahead, and according to Front Page Africa, and even according to the speaker, I will play that some of our interviews. So all the holding and pulling, I mean the speaker now for Kofa. Why they say that they want you out? I don't know about you, but for me, these are things that are going through my mind. These are things that are going on. I mean, going out. I'm thinking and saying, are we blind? Are we not seeing the suffering of our people? And so, thank you, Zino Jara. Thank you, Gapen, for tuning in. And it worried me because people are actually suffering. So it says to me that instead of thinking about the present thing right now, what can we do to alleviate the suffering that the Liberian people are going through? People, so they don't even care. And so all the thing that's going on, you already start thinking about 2029. Do you think if you do your job and please the Liberian people, why worry about 2029? That is a scary place to be. That is a scary place. That is a very scary place. And so when I see that, I say to myself, where are we going, my people? Where are we going with this? Where are we going? Because there is no way in my wildest dream, the house of a Freeman, we see the politicians that we elected that are supposed to be talking about what to do for us rather than thinking about 20 and 29. Are you serious? Are you really serious? Are you really serious? And that's where we are. So the people They're not even thinking about addressing the platform. They are not even thinking about addressing what is unfolding. And so when I look at that, and that's why I say this is a season where we're supposed to be reflecting. It's time for reflection. And that is why for the next 2 days, Wednesday, I won't be doing the show. Probably Friday, I will do it. But like I said, 40 days, we have to lock in. We have to open our hearts. We have to search deeply what it means, what it actually means to be a Christian, what it actually means to be a leader, what it actually means to be a dad, what it actually means to be a mother, what it actually means to be a wife. And so as we are going through this, season, we will be looking at all these things. We will be. And that is why I'm asking us collectively and holistically as people, because I just believe that we have to reflect. Looking at Liberia, where churches, every corner you twist a turn, you find churches all over the place. But then we do not understand why our country is down like this. So is the gospel that are being taught, is it not resonating with the people? And so we see all of that, and we say to ourselves, what is going on, my people? What is going on? Why Liberia? Why our country, our people can't find a break? And so these are things that worry me. From 1847 up to now, there is nothing has changed. Technology has gone far off. But Liberia, the same thing we used to do, we're still doing the same thing. And this is where I am confused. And so I went to listen to the speaker, just a clip. This is part of my reflection. So I want to listen to the speaker.
The budget that President Goyah sent to us in February this year was my first time really going through the budget. Problem of Liberia. Because usually they used to be on a year or nay foot. Okay. But because this
Amen. I want us to listen to this brother.
55th members said we're not going to pass anything yet. Okay, you saw my own brother type one way letter, a small brother. Just asking me, as speaker, we're not going to do business as usual, and I think this is what you're doing. Because when this budget came, okay, we open it up. You know how the budget used to run? They would come, and I don't know if your people can see. You see this new budget book in my hand?
Right.
We don't read every line. We pass the budget in categories. Then we give it to Ways, Means, and Finance Committee. And on our Ways, Means, and Finance Committee in the 54th, there were usually 3 or 4 guys. You know what they would do with that? They go sit down to Boulevard Palace Hotel in room 1026. And they would shift all these numbers here. They would adjust all these numbers. They would call agencies. They will call ministries. They will say, we put your budget is $2 million. We're going to make it $3 million. You will give us $1 million, and you can keep the $2 million. We give you some. That's the negotiation that went on in Boulevard Palace. I have a Juris Doctorate degree. I'm ashamed to say the budget that President Goyah sent to us in February this year was my first time really going through the budget in the Republic of Liberia. Because usually it used to be on a year or nay foot. But because these 55th members said we're not going to pass anything yet, okay, you saw my own brother one way letter, a small brother, just asking me, as Speaker, we're not going to do business as usual, and I think this is what you're doing. Because when this budget came, okay, we opened it up. You know how the budget used to run? They would come, and I don't know if your people can see, you see this new budget book in my hand?
Right.
We don't read every line. We pass the budget in categories. Then we give it to Ways, Means, and Finance Committee. And on our Ways, Means, and Finance Committee in the 54th, there were usually 3 or 4 guys. You know what they would do with that? They go sit down to Boulevard Palace Hotel in room 1026.
So I think you just heard from the speaker.
And they would shift.
And that is part of my reflection. This is part of my reflection. That is the speaker for Natikofa. He's telling us, as a speaker, when the budget comes, I thought the man is confessing. That's a confession. He said when the budget comes, he have never gone through the budget as a speaker. Okay, rightfully so. I understand it go to Ways, Means, and Finance. Way, Means, and Finance. So when the budget comes, and truthfully, that's how it is done. But I thought the rest of the house will have copy of the budget that will go through it line by line. So you think about what he said. You think about it. You just think about what he said. He's saying that one way from Nima County. Say no, Mr. Speaker, basic cannot be done as usual. When he puts in a budget, we need to actually examine the budget. He said, but back in the days, when the budget comes, they will hand it to the Ways, Means, and Finance Committee. And then they will take it to Boulevard Palace in room 1046. And so the group of people will sit down. For example, if the budget for education was 5 million, they will make it 6 million. So normally what Ways and Means and Finance does or do, part of their job is to go through the budget. When you say the draft budget, so they review the entire budget. And then they ask questions. Why you need this for that? It's like you give your children money, your wife, you say go make the list. I want, if you let me now, as a Grobodian, I want swallow pambodo, domo pambodo today. Make the list for me, let me see. So when your wife make that list and they bring it to you now for the pambodo, they say, Boni, $50 boni, dry fish, $30. So when you bring that list to you, you look at it and say, but Suya, what buying $50 boni? The doma is just for I alone. $100 for chicken. And so you now will look at our list and make that adjustment. And when you do that adjustment, you tell us, no. We don't need $50 boni. We don't need $100 chicken feed. We don't need this amount for dry fish. That is what Ways, Means, and Finance supposed to do when they receive the budget. It just tell you that how these people are lazy and they do not care. Instead of going through the budget and ask the hard questions, I've told people on the show over and over. I work St. Catherine, go there, you see the record. I work there as a project grant coordinator. Every Friday, I reconcile budget. And so part of that, you go to the ticket and say, no. We can't spend money for this. We got to drop the money. And every time, before you pass the budget, in fact, the people look at the past budget and they look at the performance. Okay, we spend the amount of money last year. What did we get from that? We hear from the speaker more. You hear from the speaker more. You hear from the speaker. You hear from the speaker. They will go to Bolivar Palace, room 1046. They will sit there and they will increase or inflate all the numbers. So you can understand why it is that the fighting for power continue in the House of Representatives. Is that reason? They're not fighting for leadership because they want to do good for the Liberian people. We have to reflect, Liberians. It's time to reflect. As we hit Ash Wednesday, which is day after tomorrow, every Liberians are going to sit down. If you got your children, sit down with your children, with your wife, your girlfriend, wherever, including us that are in the diaspora. All of us need to sit down and ask ourselves, are we better? Are we better now? Because whether you like it or not, we cannot separate ourselves from the situation in Liberia. I know some Liberians here, they say openly that, and I know they say this thing on a frustration. I don't have time for Liberia. I'm not from there. So wherever I go, I know they say all the frustration, but deep down in their heart, they love Liberia. But it is the frustration, and so they don't know how to handle the frustration. And so you listen to the speaker. For me, I've been ready asking myself, is our national legislature actually helping us or they harming us? They not doing anything to hold anybody accountable. Nothing. Diamonds, golds, leaving the country. Iron ore, leaving the country. Rubber, leaving the country. Timber, leaving the country. There is no check and balance. There is no check and balance. There is no check and balance. In fact, was it Friday? I think it was Wednesday. No, it was Friday. Friday, yes. Wednesday, I did not do the show Friday. I don't think I did either. But there was a report that came out. Front Page Africa. Talk about 2024 budget. Almost everybody overspent. You know what's second on our list? Your national legislature. Your national legislature. They were the second. Because, like I said, everybody got a certain amount of money that is put in certain bucket. We put 10,000 in the bucket for traveling. We put 50,000 in the bucket for material. We put 60,000. Those people were the second on the list. And so I said now reflecting, all the overspending is poor overspending. What are we benefiting from? What are we actually benefiting from the job, the so-called job that they claim they're doing? What are we actually benefiting from? They're riding $50,000 cars. They're making almost $15,000. But yet and still with all of that, they can't even do anything to uplift these very people that voted for them. But they continue to enslave and step on the people, step on them with our 2 feet, almost bury them in the ground. And that is why I played that clip. You heard the speaker. So part of my reflection is, if you ask me, I will say the national legislature, maybe we dismantle it. Because if you look at our national budget and see how much money that goes to them alone, I think that alone can even build 3 counties within 2 years' time. I mean, ready build it up to international standard where you see roads, bridges, you will see schools, well-funded hospitals and things. Because these people are complete mess. And so you see the reason why these people are fighting every freaking day, because they want to take control. And there's another clip again I'm going to play for you. It is all part of my SUBOR reflection. There's another clip there that you're going to see the speaker talk about why they want him out. Why they want him out. I hope I can find that. I hope I can find it. But part of that, you're going to see the speaker is telling you why they say that all the holding and putting that is going on just for one reason and one reason only. That is part of my reflection as we are going into Lent. As we are going to Lent, these are things that we are sitting there and saying, okay, you know what? We need to think more. We need to think more. On a serious note. Because if Liberia will make that next step, I'm telling each and every one of us, we better get our act together. We have to get ourselves to get our act together. And so when you put all of that together, you got Liberians, desperate that want to go back home. I got my big brother Alva that does his show. He does a very good show talking about the business climate in Liberia, trying to encourage Liberians to go back and invest. But what are the people in Liberia doing to create a conducive atmosphere that will attract investors? Electricity, no stable electricity. Security is a complete mess. Complete mess. We don't hear our national legislature and saying anything. Nothing. We don't hear them saying. And so tonight, I really wanted us to do a sober reflection, because Wednesday we're not going to do the show. Like I said, Wednesday we're not going to do the show. Wednesday is Ash Wednesday. So from work, I'm coming straight to the church. And so as we are preparing to celebrate, we have to deep. We have to do a soul searching as Liberians, as people. We really have to start to ask ourselves these honest questions. So if you're fasting during the Lent season, ask God, Ask God, say, Lord, give me direction. Because the change that we want in Liberia will not come until every one of us can start to make the right decisions. I know a lot of time we want to vote based upon travel line, based upon friendship, based upon. And don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad, but we have to start asking those honest questions because we having children. Some of our children are having their own children, so some are having grandchildren, great grandchildren. And so the question that every one of us should be asking ourselves, because when I was born, the Liberia I was born into, there was a lot of opportunity there for me to go to school. I was born on electricity. I was born using running water. Today, our children have been born, they don't see street light in Liberia. When I was growing up in Lokintown, you could sleep with your door open. You could literally sleep with your door open. People could you wash your clothes and leave it outside. Your clothes will remain on the hanger or on the clothesline. We understood the value of education, families. But look at our children were born and raised in Liberia. Look at our children. Children are not in the street that are selling when I was growing up. You better to teach children that are in the street selling. Even people that will sell. Even people that will sell, children that were living with other people. They send them to school. That why they have morning school and afternoon school. Some people went to afternoon school because they had to do work in the morning. Some people went to morning school because they have to do work in the afternoon. So it was balanced because you couldn't just keep a child who was all going to school. You would get in trouble. That is not the Liberia today. That is not the Liberia today. So it is coming upon every one of us now. That's why I say, let us reflect and we are preparing. Lenten season, that's why, because when Jesus came to this earth, 40 days, 40 nights, because he understood that he needed to connect with his Father to guide him. And every one of us, as Lent season starts on Wednesday, we truly need to sit and ask ourselves, our in Liberia last year March, literally you see women in the street, our little children, beautiful children, girls, children, nothing else they can do but to sell their bodies. Our children abusing drugs. They call them Zocos. They are not Zocos. Those are our children. Those are our nieces, our nephews, our cousins, our neighbors, our brother. Because when we were growing up, yes, drugs were there, but not to the extent. Even the opium. Back then when they catch you selling opium, you're in trouble. But today, we see the children they're not even smoking opium again. And so you can already see the Liberia now that we are living for our children. It's not a good Liberia. There is no opportunity. We could do vacation job. Look at all the beautiful government schools that were built. There were just so much things. We enjoy growing up. We enjoy our child will enjoy it. We were not providing for our parents. We didn't have to steal or sell our body or do drugs or no. And so what are we doing now to make sure our children that we are born in get something better than we did? By our reflection, sober reflection, sober reflection. These are all legitimate questions that we should be asking. And Friday, we're going to be talking about this again. We have to change our mindset and Liberia will get better. Because if we do not change our mindset, we can criticize all we want. We must do a really sober reflection at the end of the 40 days of Lenten season. We should come from all of this period with a different mindset, with different hearts. Because one of the things that killing us, we are feeding our family, our children, people around, we're feeding them with hate and divisions. Divisions. And that is why you see the country, everybody, one of the things that, because if look, I say the thing all the time, if Liberian that we grew up, if you have been feeding yourself with good thing in here, there is no way you're driving the street of Monrovia, you see people suffering, and you have the power to make a difference. Most of the people that are in power, they know they have most of the people that are in leadership, they have the power to make a difference, to all lift the poor in Liberia. But they refuse to do that. You know why? Because there is nothing good inside here. There is nothing good in our belly, in our soul. And so we strive, we feel good when we see our people, our friends, our families, our neighbors suffering. We feel good. And if you look at our leadership right now, almost everybody that in leadership in Liberia right now, our age group. These are people that were born in the late 70s, in the 80s. These are the people that are enslaving our people like this. And so we saw different Liberians when we were born. And that is why we have to take it very seriously, my people. Very seriously. Very, very seriously. Veronica, please, we say thank you for watching. We have to take it in very seriously. So we can let us look. Here's the thing about us, and I will say this, and then we'll call it a day. It's sad that every 6 years we come back and we complain. But when the opportunity is given to us to make the right decision, we refuse to make the right decision. We refuse to make the right decision. That's what possibly the most, because the same people, that's why I keep telling us 2025, it should be a year. Let us pay attention. I've said it to myself. 2025, I'm not going to buy into anybody who try to make me to hate people, who try to create divisions. I don't want to hear that. I just don't want to hear that. What I want to hear somebody telling me, what can we do to uplift our community? What can we do to uplift this person? No, not the person against you. I don't want to hear that anymore. And that's what we do our best as Liberians. We feed each other with hate. We feed each other with divisions. We feed each other with jealousies, envy. 2025 is not part of my book. I'm renewing my mind. I'm feeding my soul with all the positive things. At the same time, what we seek in the face of God, we pay attention. And this is what for frustrating by Liberian people. They're suffering right now. The suffering is unbearable. People are giving up. They don't know what the future holds for them. And they see these same people that inflicting this harm on them. And then in 6 year times, they will go back again and elect the same old people. That's why I say we need to reflect on our decision making. Because it's just a matter of time again. Right after they says, yeah, the people go and make some kind of bad decisions. Because these people that they voting for, they know these people track record are there. They know the track record. Can you imagine when the poor passed the budget? In that budget, they got grant. So that means you in Liberia, you should be able to apply for a grant in the Liberian government, especially maybe you want to do farming. Or you want to do some kind of a project. You should be able to, as long as you meet the criteria for that project, they should be able to give you the grant. In the budget, they got every county or every district, they got county development fund. County development fund. That to put X amount of money in the budget for representatives and senators to undertake development project in their county or in their districts. And so already you're raking money. The money that is allocated for you don't see where the money go. You know where the money go? It go in a pocket. It go in a pocket. So if people were actually using the money right, every schools in Liberia should have computers, computer labs. Look at our children. One of the very few that are privileged to computers. I went to Liberia, the people mindset about laptop, you know, the way the thing say, want to listen to them talking. Even people that graduated from the University of Liberia, their mindset about technology is just quite different because they're not exposed. They're not even exposed. Here we are now, AI. See how deep we're going into technology. And 95% of our population don't even have access to laptops, technology. How will we catch up with the rest of the world, our counterparts? And the money is made available. It's coming in the budget. That is why I'm on record to say I support President Donald Trump. The fact that he put a complete freeze on all foreign aid, 100% in favor of that. Liberia alone from 2023 to 2024, Liberia alone got $2.3 billion. Just last year alone, the poor got $84 million for schools, for healthcare, for agriculture. Go to JFK Hospital, go to Rennie Hospital, go to Redemption Hospital, go to Phoebe Hospital. People don't even have gloves. Where the money going? Where the money going? But the Liberian people will see all of that. The Liberian people will see all of that. And when that time comes, they'll go and vote for the same people. So when time comes, these people will not be able to justify anything. You know what they only thing to bring? It will bring division, bring hate. My people, we have to do something. And if we are not mindful, I keep saying it, foreigner will take Liberia. Foreigner, because our future leaders, they are not up to the task. They are not up to the task. Our school system is completely corrupt. So how can you lead a country if you're not well educated? Things are changing around us rapidly. Like I said, AI have been introduced. 95% of the poor in Liberia are there. 95% of our children. They don't even know how to turn a laptop on. And that is why we have taken upon ourselves to launch what we call the Maima Goyah Citizen Initiative Engagement, to just create awareness, to tell our youth, to train them. Because if they can take hold of the future, we stand to lose Liberia. And I tell you that these people that are in leadership, not even thinking because they're doing it intentionally. The fact is, they don't want to teach you how to fish it. They want to keep giving you fish. And so, if you want to enslave a man, you know the best way to enslave somebody, deny them education. Deny them education. Because if they're not educated, they're bound to always worship you. And that is why unfolding in Liberia right now. So, folks, we want to say thank you tonight for watching. We'll say thank you, Zeno Jara. We'll say thank you, Berniga Plesson. We'll say thank you, Gapu. We say thank you to all our listeners. We hope you spread the video. So tonight we want to stop here because, again, time is fast spent. I'm about to get on the prayer line. We invite you to join on the prayer line. That number is 763-220-3265. Once again, that number is 763-220-3265. Under the guardianship of Reverend Chie. Come, listen to testimony. Come and listen to testimony. Once again, this is your boss, SUBOR D. Freeman, saying so long from the members of Goyah studio. We will be back here on Friday, but not on Wednesday, because tomorrow we're going to start preparing ourselves for Ash Wednesday. We also invite you to join us for our fast start tomorrow. So on this note, we want to say thank to each and every one of you for tuning in. This is the host SUBOR D. Freeman saying so long. We'll be back here on Friday to discuss burning issue as it relates to our decision making and how can we as people reflect on our decision that we make. Have a pleasant evening. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Stay warm. Good night, everybody.